Yes, Miss, is it Saki or Pisaki?
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Okay, all right, cool. I'll just call you Jen. Real quick, Senator Schumer said that Donald Trump, and I'm quoting here, was responsible for the erection. Any comment at all about that?
I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question.
Okay, not really answering the question at all. A simple yes or no would have been fine. But moving on. Now that Joe Biden is now President Biden, have you broken the news to him that he is in fact not a senator anymore?
But I'll have to circle back with you on it. It's a good question.
Jen, there is a viral video going around of Joe Biden not knowing how to put a pen in his pocket. Does Joe Biden know how to put pens in his pocket?
Oh, such an important question. We will circle back with you.
That's like the third or fourth time you said that. It's like a glitch in the Matrix at this point. Kind of sound like Gwen Stefani, Hollaback Girl, but you're the Circleback Girl.
Circle back with you. I'm happy to circle back with you.
Last but not least, Miss Saki, does President Biden have any idea what he's doing whatsoever?
I hate to disappoint you, but I will have to circle back.
What's going on, America? I am Graham Allen, and welcome to not only a new episode of Real America, but also a new world. In fact, let's just go ahead and face it. We would be remiss if we did not show every innuendo thing that has happened in the past week, starting with an erection.
Senators will have to decide if they believe Donald John Trump incited the erection.
Hold on. I'm sure that we all misheard, and that is not possibly what the majority leader in the Senate possibly said. Let's play it again a little slower.
Erection.
I don't know what else to say except to let the man defend himself on his own. Let's hear what Donald Trump has to say.
Incited the erection.
I love you too, but you're not my type.
Alas, that's not all we have. Our new vice president herself, Kamala Harris, had her own Michael Scott moment herself.
When are you going to put it in?
Wait a minute. Did she just say what I think she said?
When are you going to put it in?
That's what she said.
Ironically enough, Kamala Harris said the same thing when asking citizens about voting.
When are you going to put it in?
This is also a common question she asked when her husband is trying the food she just made.
When are you going to put it in?
Ironically, this will be the top trending title of a video for the next crap.
Hazardous anomaly detected.
COVID. Ironically, this will be the top titled porn video on Pornhub for the next 3 weeks, simply called...
When are you going to put it in?
All right, let's get into it. First, it has come to our attention that President Joe Biden has now decided to elect a special commission to look into the Supreme Court. Now, many might say, why in the world would Joe Biden want to do this? Well, maybe it's because the entire time he was running for president, this was a major question.
I'm not a fan of court packing.
The only reason I could think of Supreme Court reform would be to pack the court.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Also, President Biden is on track for being the most used executive order in the first week of presidency ever, or at least since President Reagan. In fact, President Biden is on track to produce over 30 in his first full week as President of the United States. At this point, Joe Biden is pretty much like Oprah.
You get a car! You get a car! Everybody gets a car!
The most interesting thing about this is when then candidate Joe Biden was campaigning, he was asked this very question about executive orders, and this is what he had to say.
So there's not going to be any delay on the tax increases?
No, well, I got to get the votes. That's why, the one thing that I have this strange notion. We are a democracy. Some of my Republican friends and some of my Democratic friends even occasionally say, well, if you can't get the votes by executive order, you're going to do something. Things you can't do by executive order unless you're a dictator. We're a democracy. We need consensus.
Hold Hold up. Did Joe Biden just label himself a dictator? That's up for interpretation, but according to then candidate Joe Biden, that's exactly what it looks like. We also learned that the president hates women.
You suck.
I'm just kidding. He doesn't hate all women, just real women, by eliminating women's sports as we know it. What do I mean and what am I talking about? Joe Biden has now signed yet an executive order saying that if you are a school that accepts federal funds, then you must include males that identify as women and allow them to compete in female sports.
I can't tell you how free I feel now that I've started identifying as a woman.
Now look here, this is America. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. However, we here at Real America believe that there are only two genders and men don't have no business in women's sports.
Foosball and whatever you call it.
The economy is also in shambles here in 2021 on the heels of the coronavirus pandemic all throughout 2020. Now, most people were expecting Joe Biden to help out small businesses by granting more relief and giving us them $2,000 checks. However, Joe Biden decided that it was not the right thing to do, and what he actually needed to do was raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour.
Stop, you moron!
Now, what does this do? Most people who don't run a business have no understanding of the impact that this is going to have and murder the small business industry, which is actually the backbone of America.
As if.
You see, if you raise $7.25, which is the current federal minimum wage, up to $15 an hour, all you're going to do is inflate everything else. That t-shirt you love so much is now $50. Say goodbye to gas under $2 and have fun drinking that $8 gallon of milk.
Milk was a bad choice.
You see, there's no action without reaction. There's no course without an end result. This is the problem with $15 minimum federal wage. And also, cost of living is different. There are states right now that pay above the minimum wage of $7.25. Some states are already at $15 an hour. Are they going to go to $30? Where does it end? At this point, the president is kind of like Ernest. He never knew when to quit.
He never knew when to quit.
Last but not least, we have to talk about masks. Back in 2020, we all were growing accustomed to the fact that we were going to have to wear a mask in American society, but now medical experts are saying that 2 is better and 3 is best.
About more broadening this recommendation of using masks.
Now, the most ironic thing about this is we are not here to argue the validity or the seriousness of the virus. I myself, in fact, had COVID-19, so I can attest to the fact that it is very much real. However, we do like to point out hypocrisy here, so check out this clip of Dr. Fauci himself on the very topic of masks.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
All I'm saying is this. At this point, just give us all SpaceX suits and let us walk around and be awesome like Master Chief from Halo, and we can all get about our business. Last but not least, I normally like to end the show, but every once in a while, somebody does something on the internet that it's just best to end the show out with them. This young man, I have no idea who you are, but bravo. He's smarter than pretty much every single person in government right now, and he has this to say about taxes.
Hey, so I got a little question, and I want to preface this by saying I'm a dummy. Don't have millionaire parents, don't have a trust fund. I'm not as smart as Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell, Kamala Harris, Marco Rubio. So explain, why is it that when I pay taxes to the U.S. government, taxes which are supposed to be helping me and my community, which are supposed to be for the betterment of the American citizen, why are we sending it to Egypt, to Pakistan, to Thailand, to Nigeria? $4 billion to Central America. If I thought these people needed help, they live in bad countries, they need charity. Well, I'd donate to charity, wouldn't I? Are things really so great in America? We have money to burn. We couldn't find money for the wall. Can't find money for our crumbling infrastructure. Can't find money for rehab facilities for our opioid crisis. People starving in America every day. Can't find money for the education system. We can't even find $2,000 for people who lost their entire lives to coronavirus. $26 trillion in debt, $120 trillion in unfunded liabilities due to Social Security. You represent me. You represent my interests. So since I'm so dumb and you're so smart, could you explain how that's in my interest? Help me out, big guy, because I don't get it.
That's all we have for this episode of Real America. We really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and YouTube. And as always, I'm Graham Allen, and for those who can't, I'll say it for you. What's up, guys? Graham Allen here. If you like the video you just watched, be sure to subscribe to the official Turning Point USA channel to keep up with everything we've got going on now.